QVM has a strong sense of community and the markets are inherently a sensorial experience. The day and night markets are fluent with vibrant colors and different kinds of sounds and smells, which lead to a varying degree of comfort. Hence, in our site analysis, we divided our focus into the 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. QVM is one of the major landmarks in Melbourne. The market is spatially central to Melbourne's other key landmarks. For example, the distance to reach the market from RMIT, Melbourne University and Melbourne Central are mutually at around 800 metres, while larger landmarks such as Federation Square, Southern Cross and Melbourne Museum can be reached within approximately 1.5 kilometres. Such locational centrality indicates that QVM has played a significant historical role. Before QVM, the site was part of Melbourne's first cemetery. Now there is a car park built on top. Federation Square is without a doubt an architectural success in providing a functional open space that can be occupied for 24 hours. Firstly, Fed Square is highly accessible, directly connected to Flinders Street Station. Secondly, Fed Square creatively and uniquely incorporates various architectural elements such as building heights, functions and permeability, as well as vegetation, topography and edges to provide a wide range of seating options. Particularly looking at the design of Flinders Street Amphitheatre, there's a large staircase in between 2 buildings that are mainly used for seating and to spectate musical performances. This area is shaded for the most part of the day. Thirdly, the buildings are mainly comprised of shops and late-night bars and restaurants, which are permeable for public access. There are music stages and TV screens that attract people, similar to QVM's night market. Fed Square's success is linked to accessibility and functionality. In contrast to Fed Square, QVM presents accessibility issues. We have conducted a field observation for pedestrian flow with the data gathered on 4 different days at 6 pre-selected entrances, where red represent people entering and green represent people leaving the market within the time frame. During Thursday and Saturday markets between 11 and 12, it was clear that pedestrians mainly flowed in from the northeast, but not much from the southwest. Correspondingly, the Wednesday night market demonstrates similar findings. Despite being located adjacent to Flagstaff Station, that is part of the city loop, it is very difficult to access QVM from Flagstaff. The reason there is such a large influx of people visiting the market from the northeast relates to the land use of Melbourne. To QVM's northwest, there is North Melbourne, a low-density residential suburb, while West Melbourne is one of Melbourne's largest industrial districts for factories and warehouses. In contrast, QVM's northeast have the largest institutions such as Melbourne University and Melbourne Museum that naturally attract thousands of people daily, while to the southeast there is the CBD, which justifies the causes of skewed pedestrian flow. During day and night markets, all 5 group members have mapped out areas that are generally uncomfortable depending on the degree of crowding, temperature, noise, smell, and visual qualities. These maps were combined into a single color map to help us find out areas that were mutually most uncomfortable. To determine what causes such discomfort, we analyzed other sensorial aspects. During the night market, some members found noisy areas along Queen Street as most uncomfortable, which were dark and overcrowded with multiple music sounds. This can be seen in our visual map, which portrays the level of crowding and vibrancy, in which the data was based on the degree of brightness and colorfulness within the observer's peripheral vision. The visual map indicates the least vibrant areas had higher levels of crowding on Queen Street, which can be uncomfortable for some people, such as elderlies and young girls. Although it is important to note, a complete absence of visual and audible stimulation also causes discomfort, as can be seen in the storage buildings to the south. When asked which areas QVM needs improvement in, the visitors have expressed the following.
Just the seating. I think it's too crowded and the smoke. That's all. But apart from that, it's good.
The night market is mainly used for the consumption of food. Our taste map illustrates different types of seating spaces for eating. It is clear there simply aren't many seats provided in comparison with the level of crowding. Day markets were spatially larger but less crowded. The fruit and vegetable sections had a series of garbage piles that looked and smelled bad. However, there was a high level of crowding in these sections, given the day markets are popularly used by local residents for grocery shopping. In addition, Queen Street has an oversupply of car spaces and a lack of street vegetation, which most members found the street to be unattractive and unsafe. To sum up, QVM's unique sensorial experiences are generated through its strong sense of community. Therefore, our main objective is to enhance all 5 sensorial elements throughout the entire market, with improved waste management, more vegetation, and a greater range of activities. QVM's history as Melbourne's first cemetery is a great opportunity to create an informative space that revitalizes the historical significance to further increase the tourism potential. Improving accessibility issues between Flagstaff and the market will also increase the number of potential visitors and enable QVM to be utilized as a space similar to Fair Square.